When we made a video about Nordic camouflage and mentioned that Iceland lacked a military force of its own, some of you commented that Icelanders were welcome to join the Norwegian military. Is it true? And if so, what are the details of this arrangement? We find out for today's video. To make a long story short, yes, Icelanders can become members of the Norwegian Armed Forces. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Although, keep watching if you want to know all the details. So, we found the following information on the website of the Norwegian Embassy in Iceland. Based on Iceland's special position as an alliance partner in NATO without its own forces, the Norwegian authorities will give Icelandic citizens the opportunity to apply for admission to one of the Norwegian Armed Forces leadership education programs. Icelandic citizens can apply for admission to the following education programs in the Norwegian Armed Forces. Option 1 is Comprehensive Military School, which lasts 4 years. This consists of 1 academic year of preparatory military education and then 3 years of military school education, either at the Naval Academy, War College or Air Force Academy. Other options are the Norwegian Armed Forces Intelligence College or the Norwegian Armed Forces Engineering College. The webpage says that Icelandic students have compulsory military service after graduation, in line with Norwegian students. This may be a translational issue, but we don't quite understand what is being said, particularly as there is not compulsory military service in Iceland. Perhaps service is compulsory in Norway for Icelandic students studying there. We're not 100% sure. Nonetheless, the Norwegian Embassy in Iceland adds that Icelandic students also have the right to voluntarily apply for service in international operations in which Norway participates. But moving on, for Icelandic citizens who are permanently residing in Norway, they can apply to serve what is known as their first service, or Førstegangstjeneste. This appears to be the name for Norway's conscription service. When it comes to applying for those military academies, Icelandic applicants must meet the same requirements as Norwegian applicants, with the exception of the requirement for Norwegian citizenship. Like Norwegians, Icelanders must compete for a place at the relevant school. Criteria are as follows. The applicant must be over 18 years of age and an Icelandic citizen. The applicant must have completed upper secondary education, or framhaldsskóla, and satisfy additional requirements for the individual types of education. The applicant must be fluent in Norwegian, alternatively Danish or Swedish, in writing and orally. All teaching is in Norwegian. And finally, the applicant must pass a theoretical and practical entrance exam. While doing research on this topic, a Norwegian commenting on a Reddit post on this topic stated, "I served with someone from Iceland. There is no difference when standing next to a Norwegian soldier. You will be treated no different than the others. Just make sure you understand Norwegian, or else you're out." And so it's very clear that Norway has a special arrangement with Iceland. However, we do have to note that Norway may require military service from other nationalities as well. On the military's website it states, "It may nevertheless be possible for foreign citizens who reside in and have a permanent connection to Norway to both be required and voluntarily apply for military service." The webpage references, among other things, Section 6 of the Defence Act, which states that foreign citizens may be required to perform military service. This last bit reminds us of our video discussing the pros and cons of having a foreign legion, particularly in the context of the Baltic nations and their shrinking populations. The French Foreign Legion still exists and accepts people from around the world, giving them a pathway to a new life and French citizenship. The UK's Armed Forces is another example of a military that accepts foreigners of various nationalities. There are the legendary British Army Gurkha units, comprising Nepalese nationals, and we can see that the UK's armed forces also accept Irish citizens. Foreigners who are citizens of Commonwealth nations are also eligible to join. So we hope you learned something new from watching today's video. We'll leave our information sources at the bottom of our video description if you want to find out more. Would you or have you ever considered joining a foreign military? Let us know by leaving a comment.